you're just making me look bad. Wow. Alright guys, good morning. So I'm one of those people that I'm willing to admit a mistake when I make one. I made a couple with this car when I painted it, and there's some of those things that really bug me, and today we're finally going to fix those. So recently I went down to Jack's Wax at El Cajon. If you're local to San Diego, they're a very high quality detailing place. They actually reached out to me, a really cool group of guys, went down and hung out with them, learned a couple things, and they were nice enough to invite me to a class they're having today on detailing and actually how to do things the proper way. So I get to kind of join in on a little detailing group for guys that are actually getting their cert to be a professional detailer, which is pretty cool. And then after the class, we're actually doing a full color correction on this car. I'm gonna show you some of the mistakes I made and how we're gonna fix them. So with that being said, we're gonna hop on the Fox and drive down to Jack's Wax. I'll see you guys when we get there. Of course, I can't keep this thing clean for one day. See all the water spots right there. It's not bad. I hand washed it the other day, probably about 2 days ago now. So it's a little foggy just because I've been driving it around, but having a black car outside, I mean, if you guys got any tips on keeping a black car clean, let me know. But it is definitely difficult, but nevertheless, this car doesn't look too bad, but there's definitely some issues that I want to fix for sure. Jack's Wax right over there. Not too bad. We're supposed to be here at 8, 7:55. I'm notorious for being late to things, but I'm actually on time this time. That's a good thing. So. Alright guys, so I'm down at Jack's Wax in El Cajon. So if you guys are in San Diego, I highly recommend coming down here and checking out the store. I did. I learned a lot. I'll have Chris give you guys a full rundown, or Cody, one of the two, and show you guys the crazy amount of products that these guys have. Not only that, they're all their own brand products, which I think is really cool. Or at least most of them, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, we're down here for a detailing class from 8 to 1. And so I can actually learn how to do this stuff properly. Obviously, I know how to wet sand and buff a car. I've done that, I've shown that with this car, but there's a lot in between that I still need to learn. So that's what I'm here for, and I get to learn from someone that actually has done it for a lot longer than I have, and I get to learn the right way. So it should be pretty fun, and at the end of it, we'll actually do the front clip of this car, and you can see there's a slight color difference. It's very hard to, there, now you can see it. See how it's like a deep black on the door and it's like kind of gray? Well, there's a lot of very minute scratches that I don't actually know how to get out. So these guys are gonna help me out, so I'm really stoked for that. And let's head inside and check it out. Spray the area. The main thing, you want to make sure it's always flat. Some guys like to hold it like this when they're polishing. I do because I can roll it if I'm going this way, but for the most part, like a triangle, you know, like a 45. That way you can see it, so you're more comfortable with it, because if you go like this and you start digging in, the back end's off. You're not doing shit. You're only doing that line. So when you start going back across, you're just doing the edge. This whole backside is not doing nothing but slinging. Okay. So you want to keep it flat, and then, you know, roll with the curve. Just, you'll see when you use it, I like to lock it. To me, it's easier. You can hold it, and then these are progressive triggers. So if you know it's on speed 3, it's real slow, but the more you squeeze it, then full throttle, of course, you know, full speed. But that was only on, you know, speed 3, but it's actually like on speed 1, depends how much I'm doing it. But when you come across, just roll with it. You'll see how easy it is, how smooth it is working with these machines. So it's actually kind of cool. They have like a legit class that if you're local, you can sign up for. You can get certified. You can go through a whole course, crash course on everything you need to know if you've never actually detailed a car before and you want to know like the right way to do it. Learn everything about the compounds, the pads, the tools, the towels, everything you need, and how to go about doing it. And then you even get to polish a car. So if you've never done it, they have a little test car that you can learn the tools and polish a car out, which is really cool. So it's something you normally can't do. So Jack's Wax actually does do that and offer it. If you guys don't necessarily have the money to buy a tool and test it out that way, come here, go through the class, get certified. You can use all of them and see which one, you know, you tailors to your needs and which one you think you actually would need. All right, guys, we're actually gonna jump into the meat of this. So we have my Foxbody. We're gonna kind of go over what I made a mistake on, which is a decent amount, but I'd say for like first paint job and first like paint correction kind of thing, I think I did halfway decent, but we need to go to the next step. So you can see right here, it's very, yeah, you can see it right there. So this is when Sam and I wet sanded it, and then this is, obviously it needs another round. I'm using the wrong compounds, the wrong materials, and I'm not 100% on what I'm doing. So Chris from Jack's Wax is gonna help us out. So this is Chris.
How's it going, everybody?
Good. So let's kind of walk us through where we're gonna start and where we're gonna end.
So on here, there's still some foggy areas where he wet sanded and then polished, but it's not 100%.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is use the Rupes Bigfoot polisher. This is the 15, the LHR 15 Mark III. But I'm going to use in the DA core system, so it's got the blue wool pad with the blue compound, which is the same as this. I just pre-bottle it in a smaller one.
This is a coarse cut, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a 5-inch pad?
This is a 5-inch pad with a 15 millimeter movement on it.
Got it.
So it's going to get into these areas pretty good. Do have a 6-inch with a bigger, bigger pad.
That's what I used initially. I was 6-inch with a foam pad.
Yeah, that'll work good too, but getting in these tighter areas sometimes is a little harder.
Yep.
But
it wasn't working in the corners. It was just folding. So that was the problem I was having.
So that's just more, as you can see, it's a little rigid, more rigid at the edge.
Yeah.
To get in these tighter spots.
Yeah.
And it's real direct. But actually, before I get started, I'm gonna spray it down with our rinseless wash. Even though you wash it, it's still kind of dusty.
Yeah.
I just don't want to grind any dust and stuff.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, this is 2 days and it already has water spots and dirt and all sorts of stuff on it, because it's just how it goes when you drive this thing every day. So
this is
and that's the actual, like, the Jack's Wax waterless wash you guys have?
This is the rinseless wash. Yeah. I just got it mixed up in here, pre-mixed.
Yeah.
We use this for claying that we did earlier in the class, but just to wipe off dust like a quick detailer.
Yeah.
It works really good too with a double, especially with a double plush towel like this. It's going to pull up a lot of.
But it's not a spray wax.
No,
that's something that gets confused. I know for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of us classic car guys grab the Lucas Slick Mist and start wiping your car off before you do stuff like this. You don't want to put a wax on before you're going to buff it. You're just going to smear it in circles. So this is actually a cleaner.
Yeah, this is like a cleaner slash like quick detailer to get off dust and everything else to go to the show.
I'm still impressed. I mean, on camera it looks a lot better. I'm gonna try to like show all the imperfections I can. You're good. Like you can see, it's not like he's very hazy, the reflection. But like my bodywork wasn't halfway down. I have a little low spot right here. There was an antenna hole right here. If you guys remember, there was a big hole and I welded the hole up and then smoothed it all out. And then the cowl panel has been welded right here. So you can see, because I didn't spend enough time on it, there's a little bit of warpage on the edges, but it's nothing like that I would find worth really reworking. Yeah, you can see the little high and low spots around here, around the edges. It's nothing like only I would know that that's there, so it doesn't bug me enough. The paint, unfortunately, if you guys remember, curled around the hood hinges and the hood pins, as well as the cowl panel, because I didn't give this enough time to cure before we went to the heat shield show. So the parts that bolted into it set into the paint, and then moisture got in and it curled the paint up. A little unfortunate, but we'll work around it. So
do like a before shot like all this?
Yeah.
Especially around the hinges where it's still kind of dull and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get that real quick. We're gonna do a 2-step on it. Right now we're gonna start with the Rupes DA course. I'm just gonna prime this pad.
And that's a dry pad.
Right. And this is a wool pad, so this priming process is a little different. And that's to ensure like all the compound and everything is evenly distributed all the way across. So here we go.
sure hope so. I just want to make myself feel like I did a good job painting it. Dang, man, now you're just making me look bad. Wow. Just that. That's crazy. And that's just cut. That's not polished or nothing.
Correct, yeah. So this particular one finishes off pretty good. They still got these edges to get into.
Yeah.
And then right around these hinges a little more.
That is crazy.
But for the most part, you can see.
I know. I was really worried about even getting these out.
Yeah, it's coming out. A few more passes right there.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go.
That is so crazy.
It's gonna be.
So it really was my combo. It wasn't what I was doing was wrong necessarily. It was just my pad combo with whatever compound was
not. What it comes down to is not just the polisher and stuff, but also what you're using.
Yeah.
That plays a big part.
Yeah.
Quality goes a long way.
Sure.
So what you're using, you had the right idea, everything going good, but just finding that right combo that's gonna work.
I was using cheap stuff. I had the Harbor Freight pad, the regular store-bought polish. I get it. So, you know, you live and learn. But the stuff gets expensive, and it's expensive for a reason. The cheap stuff, you get cheap results. So you got to spend the money where you want it. So that's crazy, though. Oh my gosh, the difference. Well, it does look the right color, which is good. That makes me smile, like, a lot.
That's a big time difference.
We can see the little bugs.
I mean, that looks really good right now.
That looks really good, yeah.
But until we hit it with the polish afterwards to refine it even more, it's gonna pop.
See, because like when I was in my driveway trying to get this, if I could get even close to that, I was like, I'm done. That's as far as it'll go. There's no way it can get any better.
You'd be surprised how many customers I'll just do this, the compound, and you're like, just leave it.
Yeah.
And I go, no, it's not done. Like, no, I'm happy with it. I'm like, I'm not happy. I need to refine it more.
Yeah, that is. Oh my gosh, I'm mind blown. That's so cool. Oh wow, you can even see the little body filler spot right there. See it? That's funny. Because it's such a mirror.
And this is just the compound, the DA course. Yeah. And it finishes off good. It looks almost 100%. But till you actually do
would you get similar if you use that compound with another foam pad? Or is it really the wool pad that allows it to get?
The wool pad is a little bit more aggressive, but it's aerated, so it's going to be run a lot cooler.
Got it, okay.
Whereas if I use a foam pad, it's going to create more heat. Okay. You can get the different results, but it does mar up a little more. Being that it's black, I don't want to create more work, especially with the higher reflective.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
So this works good, and I'm going to go with the foam pad when I do the final polish.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the big difference. Cool. This is just to get those heavier scratches and dullness out. As you can see, especially up right along that ridge.
No, yeah, right here. Look at it. It's like kind of dull up here, and then if I come down here, it's like completely gone. That's crazy. Wow. Well, I guess that's it. I knew I was on the right track. I just had the wrong stuff. Probably for me sanding it, or actually,
see it now?
Yeah, oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah, so some of these are sanding scratches that I never got out before I painted it. You can see some of them right here. These are a lot of these also are from me trying to wet sand it probably incorrectly.
I'm gonna expose all your flaws.
Oh, dude, that's fine. Well, I'm trying to learn as a car guy that builds this stuff. I want to make sure I can improve with this car. This car was my test dummy.
Shit, you did though. I mean,
thank you. That looks pretty dang good. I'm impressed with myself too. Damn. That's not bad. Not bad for backyard in the dirt.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, I think the paint costed me like $200. That's base coat, clear coat too, so it's not bad. No, the whole front clip was done with a quart.
No way.
If you can believe that.
Damn.
A gallon of clear coat.
Yeah.
I mean, I put 2 fat coats of clear on it because I ran out of paint right here. But that's actually pretty dang good. I'm happy with that. I just wanted to make sure there was enough paint I could still fix it. See my imperfections, so I'll try to show as many of them as I can for you guys. Because I'm definitely not perfect. This is like the first
decent paint job I ever did. So I'm trying to learn from it. A bunch of bugs. You can see the little bugs friend. You like my little mosquito right there?
Oh damn.
Right dead center.
Feels character.
Yeah, I gotta look at. So there is no real clear coat left. You can't fix that, huh? The roof? Because that's like fading clear coat, getting into base coat now, huh?
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, you can see I buffed it enough. On the corners it looks good, but there's just nothing left.
You can see areas like on that side where it's already went through.
Yep. Yeah, so the roof needs to be repainted, so does the wing, which is a natural thin spot on these cars, the wings and the roof. But obviously I redid this front clip, and so this is how the rest of the car is supposed to look. But dang, in the grand scheme of Fox bodies that you see around, this one is not looking too bad. That tells me there's a significant amount more base coat on the hood than there is on the fenders. You can see this spot I didn't realize. Little nice and thin spot. Yeah. Right. Don't try to paint the whole front of your car with a quart of black paint. Doesn't work at all. Buy a half gallon. Actually, just buy the whole damn gallon. Who cares if you're gonna spray a fender? Buy a whole gallon. Oh well. Are there any more transparent spots up there?
So far, I haven't seen any yet.
No. Oh, this is smooth. Yeah, if I had one more fat coat of base coat on the fender, this color would match perfectly. Not quite the same. It's kind of hard to show, but you can see this one's a little bit deeper than that, like darker wise, so. Oh well. I'm still really happy, you know, being that you guys saw the circumstances of when I painted that car. It looks really good. So, I'm probably gonna go home and finish buffing out the rest of this thing. But, man, that is wild. Good though. Going into the polish, so we just did a one-step coarse cutting compound to go ahead and knock down all the scratches which on the wool pad which you saw. Now he has a very fine foam pad with a polish. He's just kind of doing a quick high-speed polish to give it a little bit more depth. So you're still running then 3,000 RPM then, huh? Not
earlier I was at 4.
Yeah.
Now I'm at 3 for this for the polish. But yeah, it's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. Yeah, my camera keeps freaking out. It doesn't know if it wants to go light or dark or in or out. It's it's kind of funny.
Definitely a lot more depth.
Yeah. Alright, this thing came out freaking rad. Before we get into that, you guys remember this thing? I didn't really film it at all. You're a true OG if you remember that white Focus right there. With the rep TEs and the slam wheels. Oh yeah. Yeah, comment below if you remember that car. I didn't really post it like at all. I think I might have posted it maybe in one video and on my social media on Instagram and Snapchat. If you guys remember that, comment below. You're a real OG if you remember that car. That was my daily that I sold to Sean to buy this car. So I sold that and then bought this, and now this is what I daily drive. So I went from that to this. Kind of crazy. I never thought I'd see that car again. It's literally right there. Still looks sick too. God, I think it's slammed. Alright guys, Jack's Wax El Cajon. So these are the guys that made this all happen. So we're gonna go inside and I want to go over some of the products that we actually used. So you kind of walk in. This guy's got a ton of crazy stuff. I mean, wild inventory. I've actually never seen this much inventory in one place.
All right, so there's a lot of product in here, and if you're anything like me, you might be a novice to this and you don't necessarily know what you need. So there's a lot of stuff around me, and not everything will tailor to every single person. So I want to go over what we went through, because we were doing a pretty light cut and then a light polish. So it wasn't anything too extensive, no wet sanding or anything like that. We're gonna go through some of the products so you can hopefully relate this to your own project, and then you can use it on your own ride. So this is Cody from Jack's Wax. This is my buddy. I met him Big 3 how many years ago?
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah,
way pre-COVID.
Yeah, way long time ago. So he reached out to me, and that's the whole reason this whole thing's here. So thank you
You're
for
welcome.
having me out here.
Appreciate you. Glad it worked out.
Yeah, but I want to go over. So we pretty much went through most of these products. They're all very similar, but all very different. So I just kind of want to go from left to right.
Yeah. So we are Jack's Wax store, so we carry the Jack's Wax line of products, and it is all U.S. sourced and made. It's made in-house, like I said, in Columbus, Ohio. So anyways, we do have our Jack's Wax line of polishes. We're gonna have our perfect cut, which is gonna be the heaviest cut. Then you're gonna go down to the polish, and then final finish is gonna be your final polish. So this is our Jack's Wax line.
And then this is very similar to what I used when I first painted the car. I used a cheaper version. This is the same stuff, but the one thing I wanted to point out, this is a 6-inch dual action orbital DA orbital polisher, right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, yeah, so you can see it moves out. And you remember the mill, I think that's what, like 12 mil oscillation is what it does, or something close to
21.
that? Oh, 21. Dang, that's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. But this pad, so a lot of you guys are probably familiar, like you can go to Harbor Freight and you can buy just a regular coarse foam, or medium or fine foam pad, like $6, $7, whatever, right? I've used those, and the problem with them is you can literally take a flashlight and go straight through them. You can literally see through them. They're so porous. It's like using a sponge. The problem with that is when you spend a bunch of money on products like this, you soak it into the pad and then it immediately absorbs to the pad and you have to keep reapplying it. The one thing I learned today, which I didn't know, and is probably one of my biggest takeaways, was the pad itself and being able to keep it saturated and not having to waste product. Once we put our 4 lines like you guys saw and we applied it once, we just had to put 2 little dots there, and that was all we had to use, and we just had to put 2 little dots versus a whole spiral or 5 dots or however much you want to put. We weren't wasting the product. So little does really go a long way with a higher quality pad. So if you're going to spend the money, spend it on the pad and the compound so you don't waste either of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do carry the Rupes line of polishers, and in addition to our Jack's Wax line, we do carry a select number of Rupes products as well. So this is, I think you all use this one.
Yeah, I think that's
the DA coarse Rupes.
Yep.
And the Rupes line, it's also color coordinated, which really helps as well. So that can take some guesswork out. So this is, I think you all use the wool.
Yep.
But we also have the Rupes microfiber and foam.
Yeah.
So this would be the cutting pad, the cutting version of the wool. This would be the cutting version of the foam.
Yeah. So that was my first time seeing that being used, which was really cool. But you guys have a ton of stuff. So I can see there's wheel cleaners behind you, which I'm definitely gonna have to grab some of that. That's apparently your super strong wheel cleaner, and I've used them all, so that one I'm really excited to try out.
Yeah, so this is our Jack's Ultimate. It is our wheel cleaner. It's pH neutral, so it's safe on most wheels. However, this one does have an iron remover in it. It reacts with the embedded contaminants, the embedded iron, as well as it's going to help obviously clean up the surface stuff as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot more you can see here. We're going to save you the information, but if you guys wanted to check any of this stuff out, you can go to jackswaxelcajon.com. I'll put it on the screen right there, and you can buy anything you want in the store. It'll ship out locally from the store. You'll support small businesses, and you'll get an American-made product shipped right to your door. So if you guys want to support the businesses, I really would appreciate it. The guys that help me out to give you guys cool content, and at the end of the day, I have a really cool car, and now it actually looks the part, and I'm very excited about that, and that was because of my buddy Chris over here. So thank you. I appreciate the heck out of that.
No problem,
awesome
anytime.
job. Yeah, that came out incredible.
That's what we're here for, to help you out.
I didn't think it was going to come out that well at all, so I'm very impressed.
Thank you. But you can see, I mean, it didn't take much.
No.
Stuff with the right stuff, the right product, and just like anything else, like the right tools, you can accomplish a lot.
Oh, 100%, yeah. So. Well, I got some work to do to go ahead and do the rest of the car. I'm going to go ahead and take it home, finish it up, and I'll wrap this video up. Well, after a ton of work, a ton of time, Foxbody's paint is finally fixed, corrected. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Check this thing out. So this is after Chris went ahead and did a cut pass and a polish pass. I went back and did one more polish pass, and then I cut the bottom of the bumper. We did not do the bumper there just for time. So you can see the bumper now looks pretty much brand new all the way across the front, which is super cool. It's hard to show in this lighting, but you can see it's definitely a nice reflection all the way across, which is what I was looking for. So something I was definitely afraid of after I painted it is I didn't think I'd be able to get all of the depth and colors back out of this paint. But like I've said before, the only bad spot really is just the roof and then the wing. And there's some obvious chips and stuff. I still got to do the window trim. That's a big thing you guys have commented on, and I do see it. There's a good chip in the door, and then down by the fender there is another good one. But I mean, you can see this paint came out absolutely phenomenal all the way around. It's a little thin on the fenders. I wish I sprayed another coat or had more paint. I would have if I had the paint, but unfortunately we didn't. But we got to work with what we got. So pretty stoked with how this thing came out. All the way across the bottom of this thing, you can just see, I mean, you can see me perfectly in the reflection all the way across. So doesn't take much, you guys. Just got to keep at it. Think about it, understand the process and how it all works, and just get after it, you know? So I'm super happy with this thing. Even went ahead and repolished the back bumper. Got that thing looking pretty dang good. The back of the hatch, I'd say for a paint job that's at least 10, 15 plus years old, probably more like 20 years old. I would say that it definitely came out really, really good, and I'm very, very happy with it. So with that being said, I hope you guys did go on to learn a thing or two and enjoy this video. So do yourself and your car a favor, go to jackswax.com, go ahead and check out their wide range of American-made products. Don't get that Chinesium junk. I've used that and it never works. So get the real stuff, jackswax.com. I'll put the link up and down in the description for you guys. Grab yourself something for your car, go ahead and test it out. You'd be blown away with what you can do, because this is nowhere near a great paint job, but I did my best, and I think it looks pretty dang good, and it gets comments all the time. It's well worth the effort. So with that being said, massive shout out to Chris and Cody at JacksWax, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video with Foxbody. Later, guys.